ChillbrewRadio
The world was moving at a slow, dull pace, just a low hum of traffic and the clock on the wall. I was tracing lines across the table space and listening for nothing in particular at all. Then you lean back reading something strange, a joke scribbled in the margin of the page, and without warning, without even a stage, the atmosphere completely rearranged. Oh, it's that pocket full of chime, cutting right through the slow time, a sudden high note, clear and true, the brightest little thing you do, that easy, quick, unexpected sound, when everything else is muted and profound. It's your laughter, my secret melody, the simplest kind of perfect harmony. It doesn't crash or break the quiet mood, it's more like soft strumming on an old guitar, like a clean, gentle interlude, shaking loose the heavy thoughts of what we are. It's the only static I can tune into, the simple sweet frequency I search for, just two quick beats and the feeling is new, and suddenly I want nothing more. Oh, it's that pocket full of chime, cutting right through the slow time, a sudden high note, clear and true, the brightest little thing you do, that easy, quick, unexpected sound, when everything else is muted and profound. It's your laughter, my secret melody, the simplest kind of perfect harmony. Searching for a sign, just tracing cracks along the line of the old wooden countertop, waiting for the music stop. The afternoon was gray and low, moving steady, calm and slow. Then the little bell above the door chimed a little different than before, and suddenly the hum of static cleared. The moment that you first appeared, that was the minute, that was the frame. Before I ever knew your name, the world went soft around the edges, like turning corners off the hedges. Everything felt suddenly bright, lit by that first look light. Yeah, that was the start, the quiet sound, when the calendar finally turned around. Past the glass, letting other people pass. You pulled a notepad from your bag, ignoring every window tag. You ordered tea with lemon slice and didn't even check the price. And I just watched you settle in, where the good sunlight could begin. That was the minute, that was the frame. Before I ever knew your name, the world went soft around the edges, like turning corners off the hedges. Everything felt suddenly bright, lit by that first look light. Yeah, that was the start, the quiet sound, when the calendar finally turned around. There are a million ways a day can bend, but that one didn't have an end. It just began something true, without a dramatic view, just the steady pulse of time, finally falling into rhyme. Flicker of September sun, and the waiting was finally done. just the light on the door, and nothing was routine anymore.
Cafe window was gray and still, just the low hum of the day. I was tracing circles on the sill, trying hard to find my way. My thoughts were running on repeat, a muffled quiet kind of noise. Then you tilted back across the sea, and I forgot all my voice. Oh, that sudden burst of light, a tiny high unplanned sound. It cuts through all the city plight, the sweetest thing I've ever found. It's an effortless, perfect chime, the rhythm only you can hold. It stops the clock and steals the time, my little frequency of gold. Never forced or rehearsed at all, just a shimmer brief and quick, like the shadow lifting off the wall, or a perfect acoustic trick. It's a melody that's 2 bars, then it drifts back into air, but it rearranged the minor scars and left a calmness settling there. Oh, that sudden burst of light, a tiny high unplanned sound. It cuts through all the city plight, the sweetest thing I've ever found. It's an effortless, perfect chime, the rhythm only you can hold. It stops the clock and steals the time, my little frequency of gold. I could try to catch it on a tape, but it only thrives when it is free. It's the simplest, most wonderful shape of happiness, just meant for me. I wouldn't change a single note, just keep on laughing soft and low. Let the shakers start to sway, keep that steady, gentle flow, chasing all the gray away. Frequency of gold, sweetest frequency.
The clock hand was stuck on 3:15. The sugar spoon clanked against my empty tea. I wasn't looking for a sign, just killing time in that hazy sunshine. The radio was humming low, a tune I half remembered. My mind was just coasting, peacefully untroubled. But then the cafe hum began to dissolve before my tired world started to revolve, and the air just shifted quiet and slow. Everything I knew seemed to pause and glow. It was a blur of soft light and denim blue, the very first frame of me knowing you, like finding the perfect chord in a melody, the missing key that came floating back to me that Tuesday afternoon. A beautiful surprise, caught forever in the light behind my eyes. You paused just under the awning shade, the easy way your subtle smile was made. You had a worn-out book to tucked under your arm, completely unaware of your sudden charm. I didn't hear the chatter, didn't hear the street, just the soft thump of a brand new steady heartbeat. It was a blur of sunlight and denim blue, the very first frame of me knowing you, like finding the perfect chord in a melody, the missing key that came floating back to me that Tuesday afternoon. A beautiful surprise, caught forever in the light behind my eyes. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Nothing dramatic happened, no word was exchanged, but suddenly the whole world was rearranged. And I knew that moment was the day my simple always started finding its way. Ooh. Just a sweet light on the floor, and I wanted so much more. 3:15, looking at me.
The air was still and warm, I was reading on my own. A quiet cafe corner, just me and my headphone. I noticed your approach, a shadow on the floor, before your gentle knocking on the counter by the door. You asked if I had seen the time, a question light and small. I almost couldn't answer, afraid my voice would fall. But when I looked up quickly and met your steady gaze, I knew I wouldn't spend another lonely set of days. That's when the clock stopped spinning and the background faded gray. 10-second stretch to slow motion on that ordinary day. We weren't discussing futures, just the book I held in hand. But suddenly the silence made the whole world understand. Oh, that first conversation, a blueprint in the dust. The minute I learned friendship, the moment I knew trust. We talked of mismatched sweaters and the songs we used to hate, of all the silly movies that arrived a little late. I watched the way your hand moved when you tucked away your hair, and realized the pressure of 1,000 lonely years was not there. You had a specific cadence, a phrasing I adored. I wish the little moment could be perfectly restored. A simple twist of language, a shared and silent joke. That was the quiet promise in every word you spoke. That's when the clock stopped spinning and the background faded gray. 10-second stretch to slow motion on that ordinary day. We weren't discussing futures, just the book I held in hand. But suddenly the silence made the whole world understand. Oh, that first conversation, a blueprint in the dust. The minute I learned friendship, the moment I knew trust. And now 1,000 mornings have washed across the pain, 1,000 things we've conquered through sunshine and the rain. But when I need to anchor back to where the pathway led, I go right to the simple, careful words that first were said. A fragile, perfect memory, impossible to break. the very first decision that we managed to make. That's when the clock stopped spinning and the background faded gray. 10 seconds stretched to slow motion. On that ordinary day, we weren't discussing futures, just the book I held in hand. But suddenly the silence made the whole world understand. Oh, that first conversation, a blueprint in the dust. The minute I learned friendship, the moment I knew trust. The moment I knew trust. That first conversation, just you and me standing still. It holds the purest feeling, and it always, always will, always will. Always will.
I recall the faded yellow wall, the sound of the shuffler's quiet call. I was trying hard to read the spine, thinking only of the afternoon's design. Then you dropped a pen upon the floor, and you hadn't seen my face before. A breath was held, the moment stretched too long, before the silence yielded to a song. Oh, the architecture of high. It was built beneath the casual sky. Just two simple words, and then we knew that every future moment started with you. Not a tremor, not a thunder sound, just the safest space we'd ever found. The first line written on a brand new page, turning quickly past the lonely stage. You confessed your fear of winter haze, and listed all your optimistic ways. We spoke of books we hadn't got to read, and every quiet, complicated need. Your voice was low, a quiet, perfect key, unlocking all the things inside of me. It wasn't news or weather we discussed, but everything that truly mattered to us. Oh, the architecture of high. It was built beneath the casual sky. Just two simple words, and then we knew that every future moment started with you. Not a tremor, not a thunder sound, just the safest space we'd ever found. The first line written on a brand new page, turning quickly past the lonely stage. I didn't know a minute could extend to build a world that has no need to end. We were strangers standing side by side. Now you're the only place I wanna hide. A sudden gift that came without a plea, the simplest magic given just to me. Oh, the architecture of high. It was built beneath the casual sky. Just two simple words, and then we knew that every future moment started with you. Not a tremor, not a thunder sound, just the safest space we'd ever found. The first line written on a brand new page, turning quickly past the lonely stage. Oh, the architecture of high, beneath that easy fading light. Oh, the architecture of high. It was built that day, you see. Oh, the architecture of high. And it started just with you and me, just with you and me. The room was full of sounds, a low and blurry hum. I watched your restless tapping, hoping you
across the short distance, the space between the chairs. I held my breath completely, caught up in careful stares. I had my opening lines rehearsed about the clouds and time, but when you finally looked up, they faded from my mind. The lights outside the window seemed to slow their pace. I saw the subtle shifting of the features on your face. I leaned in close to listen, ready for the sign, for the moment we would sever. Silence in a line, you said hello, and the noise stopped dead. It was the quietest thunder I had ever heard inside my head. Just tangled syllables, a hesitant start, but somehow you mapped the way right to my heart. The 3-minute melody whispered and low, that's the secret language I learned to know. We talked about the simple things, the rain upon the pain, the long forgotten places we would never see again. You shared a childhood story of something you once broke. I listened to the perfect pause before the words you spoke. We found the small connections hidden in the past, and wondered if this moment was to find to truly last. The air around us lightened, warm and softly bright, like stepping through a doorway and entering the light. The gentle way you spoke became the only sound, like solid ground beneath me that I suddenly had found. You said hello, and the noise stopped dead. It was the quietest thunder I had ever heard inside my head. Just tangled syllables, a hesitant start, but somehow you mapped the way right to my heart. The 3-minute melody whispered and low, that's the secret language I learned to know. Before that conversation, the world was monochrome. I only searched for shelter, I only sought my home. But hearing how you phrased a thought, tender and so new, everything felt sharper just because of you. You said hello, and the noise stopped dead. It was the quietest thunder I had ever heard inside my head. Just tangled syllables, a hesitant start, but somehow you mapped the way right to my heart. The 3-minute melody whispered and low, that's the secret language I learned to know. That first map of your voice, etched deep in the sound, the best beginning I have found, whispered and low, the words I learned to know.
I was watching dust motes dancing straight, just trying hard to pass the time. You broke the silence of the day with words that had a steady chime. You mentioned something simple and small, like how the coffee tasted sweet. I almost didn't answer at all, my clumsy heart skipped a beat. It wasn't a grand declaration, no sudden thunder in the sky, just an ordinary station where time decided to comply. But that one quiet first exchange felt like the world began anew.
places we had yet to roam. The topics started one by one until the silence felt like home. You smiled when I described my fear of clocks that always run too fast. I leaned in just so I could hear that tiny, perfect sound you cast. It wasn't a grand declaration, no sudden thunder in the sky, just an ordinary station where time decided to comply. But that one quiet first exchange felt like the world began anew. It settled everything in range the moment I first talked to you. I have that minute pinned down tight, a mental timestamp sharp and clear. The way you caught the morning light and banished every little fear. It was just a casual hello, a gentle breeze upon the air. I didn't think a seed could grow from two words hanging lightly there. It wasn't a grand declaration, no sudden thunder in the sky, just an ordinary station where time decided to comply. But that one quiet first exchange felt like the world began anew. It settled everything in range the moment I first talked to you. The quiet prelude, clear and true, the moment I first talked to you. Oh, I remember talking to you, talking to you. The air conditioning was too loud. I felt awkward standing in the crowd. I tried to look completely unaware while hoping that you'd linger there. I held my breath and counted slow, watching the place where footsteps go. The world was busy, spinning fast, a future moment waiting to be cast. It wasn't the weather, the time, or the place. It was the wonder written on your face. Just 17 seconds of sweet small talk. The starting line upon our sidewalk. It felt like the flip of a calendar sheet, making everything perfectly complete. The first time I heard your voice near my ear, that's the one conversation I hold dear. You leaned across the counter rail, a gentle breeze behind the veil. You asked if I was waiting too, and suddenly the colors flew. I stumbled, tripping on my name, afraid of giving up the game. You laughed, a light and lovely sound, and planted me right on the ground. It wasn't the weather, the time, or the place. It was the wonder written on your face. Just 17 seconds of sweet small talk. The starting line upon our sidewalk. It felt like the flip of a calendar sheet, making everything perfectly complete. The first time I heard your voice near my ear, that's the one conversation I hold dear. We've built a library with all the words since then. Discussed the why and how, the where and when again. We know the fears that keep us up at night, the dreams we chase with all our gathered might. We share the silence, easy and profound, but nothing holds the magic that we found. That fragile, perfect thread pulled tight beneath the cafe's easy light. It wasn't the weather, the time, or the place. It was the wonder written on your face. Just 17 seconds of sweet small talk. The starting line upon our sidewalk. It felt like the flip of a calendar sheet, making everything perfectly complete. The first time I heard your voice near my ear, that's the one conversation I hold dear. I hold it dear. That simple phrase you whispered near, the 17-second start, forever rooted in my heart. kitchen glow. My mind was tangled up in thread with every word that hadn't been said. But then you looked across the room and let a tiny spark erase the gloom. A pure unedited sweet sound that seemed to gently lift the ground. That's the skipping stone melody, a simple clear frequency. It smooths the wrinkles from the air, a sound I didn't know was there. Just light percussion, soft and low, where all the troubled static starts to go. If peace had a voice, it would sound like that, right where the sunlight lands and sat. I don't remember what the joke was for, or the name of the film played on the floor. It was just the timing and the key that finally loosened something inside of me. You don't know the gravity it holds, or the quiet little story it unfolds. It's the easiest way for me to breathe, the only gentle rhythm I believe. That's the skipping stone melody, a simple clear frequency. It smooths the wrinkles from the air, a sound I didn't know was there. Just light percussion, soft and low, where all the troubled static starts to go. If peace had a voice, it would sound like that, right where the sunlight lands and sat. I don't need a thunderous bold decree to prove what happiness should be. It's this tiny effortless thing you do, a perfect echo, honest, light and true. Just acoustic guitar and soft strumming, the way your laughter keeps humming low, keeps humming low. My skipping stone melody in sweet simplicity. Corner was quiet and dim, just the smell of old paper on every limb. I was marking my place in a novel I knew, waiting for Friday when the day was through. I wasn't looking for lightning or flash, just trying to gather the moment, soft dash. Then you moved past the stacks, just a shadow I saw, and stopped right beside me, defying the law of silent routines that I learned to obey. You had nothing important you needed to say, but you tipped your head sideways and smiled in the light, and broke the long silence with beautiful might. It was just one word, only 5 letters long, but suddenly everything felt right and strong. It wasn't a question, it wasn't a plea, it was the sound of everything starting for me. The quietest key that unlocked the whole door to a life I didn't know I was waiting for. That simple hello, whispered soft and low, was the place where the story began to grow. I think I forgot how to properly breathe, the way the sweet greeting began to interweave with the rhythm that lived just inside of my chest. It put every other small memory to test. I saw the light hit your eyes just right then, and I knew I would never go back there again, to the person who waited for things to unfold, because that single moment felt more precious than gold. I played the soft recording back in my mind, the most important sentence that I'd ever find. It was just one word, only 5 letters long, but suddenly everything felt right and strong. It wasn't a question, it wasn't a plea, it was the sound of everything starting for me. The quietest key that unlocked the whole door to a life I didn't know I was waiting for. That simple hello, whispered soft and low, was the place where the story began to grow. They say that the greatest foundations are made of bricks that are measured, carefully laid. But mine was built up in the space of a beat. When I heard that small sound, perfectly sweet, a delicate opening, a gentle turn of the lock, a moment that shattered the face of my clock. All the potential held deep in that breath you drew, a universe unfolding because of you. It was just one word, only 5 letters long, but suddenly everything felt right and strong. It wasn't a question, it wasn't a plea, it was the sound of everything starting for me. The quietest key that unlocked the whole door to a life I didn't know I was waiting for. That simple hello, whispered soft and low, was the place where the story began to grow. Just hello. And that's how the whole world began to glow. Just hello. Yes, that's all I needed to know.
City hum is always running low, like an old reel-to-reel audio show. I'm sitting here watching the shadows fall, trying hard not to worry at all. The coffee's cool against a porcelain cup. Everything is wound a little too much, too tight, too slow, just the wrong gear, until I know the sound that's coming near. And then you hit that perfect high note, a little ripple just caught in your throat. It's the 3-second broadcast I know by heart, the only frequency that tears the static apart. Yeah, that sweet unplanned melody, it's just your laughter finding me. I watch your shoulders shaking light and fast, like some great secret that was meant to last. You don't even try to make that kind of sound, it just happens when the right thing is found. A simple setup, an easy punchline, and suddenly the whole world feels fine. It's a bright, clean break from the usual pace, a warm acoustic strum in this quiet place. And then you hit that perfect high note, a little ripple just caught in your throat. It's the 3-second broadcast I know by heart, the only frequency that tears the static apart. Yeah, that sweet unplanned melody, it's just your laughter finding me. Forget the background music spinning low, forget the radio show. The simple rhythm that you breathe is the only sound I ever truly need. Just that high note, sweet and low. Listen to the broadcast go. Yeah, your perfect sound. My perfect sound.
A steady mist upon the glass I idly kissed. My routine was a practice thing, no special song for the bells to ring. I sat there with a tired sigh, just watching all the hours drift by, prepared for silence, stiff and tight, to wait out that perpetual light. It was just a greeting, a casual sound, but the future was instantly unbound. Just 2 syllables, weightless and true. Hello, hello, man, me and you. It's the origin, the starting line, the first small phrase that made life shine. 2 tiny words, so soft and brief, that brought my heart such sweet relief. The low-lit cafe began to gleam, like walking straight into a dream. The humming traffic noise outside no longer had a place to hide. You weren't asking where I'd been, just asking how my day had been. Your eyes held a light I hadn't found, they turned my gray world all around. It was just a greeting, a casual sound, but the future was instantly unbound. Just two syllables, weightless and true. Hello, hello, man, me and you. It's the origin, the starting line, the first small phrase that made life shine. Two tiny words, so soft and brief, that brought my heart such sweet relief. If I had caught the earlier train, if I had paused beneath the rain, we would have been a near miss fate, lost to the hands of time and weight. How lucky we were to meet right then, to start the story over again. For all the grand plans we make now began with the breaking of that vow of silence on that ordinary street. It was just a greeting, a casual sound, but the future was instantly unbound. Just two syllables, weightless and true. Hello, hello, man, me and you. It's the origin, the starting line, the first small phrase that made life shine. Two tiny words, so soft and brief, that brought my heart such sweet relief. That simple hello, let the whole wide world know. Hello, 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 my love. We weren't searching for the lightning flash, no sudden fire, no dramatic crash. We just kept talking through the afternoon, beneath the pale, unhurried summer moon. It felt like finding a familiar chair, a peaceful spot beyond the rush and glare. I never felt the need to make my case, just quiet comfort etched upon your face. I didn't mark the day the feeling changed, the scenery around us rearranged. It wasn't one great leap, a gentle sway. I found I missed you at the close of every day. It was the unhurried current that caught me, the slow tide of your presence that taught me. Not a fast car ride, but a long walking pace, finding my permanent peaceful land in space. I didn't fall head first, I just leaned in slow, watching the quiet certainty start to grow. You let me turn the pages at my speed. You saw the smallest unexpressed need. You mapped the lines I never meant to show, and loved the parts that took the most to know. We built this shelter brick by patient brick, no magic spell, no urgent sudden trick. And now I know the way the light will fall, the kind of knowing that includes it all. I didn't mark the day the feeling changed, the scenery around us rearranged. It wasn't one great leap, a gentle sway. I found I missed you at the close of every day. It was the unhurried current that caught me, the slow tide of your presence that taught me. Not a fast car ride, but a long walking pace, finding my permanent peaceful land in space. I didn't fall head first, I just leaned in slow, watching the quiet certainty start to grow. Maybe I've known the kind of love that burns too hot, the kind of rush that always leaves a knot, but this one's gentle like the morning air, steady promise that you'll always share. I wouldn't trade this calm and quiet grace for any whirlwind love or hurried chase. It was the unhurried current that caught me, the slow tide of your presence that taught me not a fast car ride, but a long walking pace, finding my permanent peaceful land in space. I didn't fall head first, I just leaned in slow, watching the quiet certainty start to grow. I just leaned in slow, certainty starts to grow, the unhurried current now I know, leaned in slow. We talked about the weather mostly, and kept our private thoughts held closely. Your coffee had a certain scent, it's where the afternoon was spent. No pressure for a grand event, just simple mutual content. I wasn't looking for a spark, just shared space after the dark. But every time you looked my way, the shade of comfort seemed to fray. I thought this was an easy grace, then realized I love this place. A subtle turn, a quiet shift, a slow and unexpected gift. It wasn't lightning, bold and fast, no sudden shock that had to last. It was the slow light turning gold, a story quietly being told, like the steady current to the shore. I'm falling for you more and more, not sprinting, darling, just the pace of finding home in your embrace. I started watching how you smiled when talking like a knowing child, the way you always paused to hear the silly fears I held so near. I memorized the way you listened, the tiny details I had missed then. You didn't push or make a plea, you just became necessity. And suddenly the distance closed, the simple friendship was deposed. I thought this was an easy grace, then realized I love this place. A subtle turn, a quiet shift, a slow and unexpected gift. It wasn't lightning, bold and fast, no sudden shock that had to last. It was the slow light turning gold, a story quietly being told, like the steady current to the shore. I'm falling for you more and more, not sprinting, darling, just the pace of finding home in your embrace. We built this brick by quiet brick, not needing any hurried trick. They say the sudden flames burn out, but slow embers leave no doubt. This gentle kind of love we find is the enduring, lasting kind. It wasn't lightning, bold and fast, no sudden shock that had to last. It was the slow light turning gold, a story quietly being told, like the steady current to the shore. I'm falling for you more and more, not sprinting, darling, just the pace of finding home in your embrace. Just the pace of finding joy, the steady love without a soft and true. I finally fell completely into you, completely into you.
We talked about the weather in the shade of afternoon. It felt like just another easy conversation soon. I never watched the clock when you were sitting by my side. Just comfortable silence, nothing we had to hide. I thought our steps were parallel, two roads that ran the same. I never knew the moment when you whispered out my name. But when you reached across the table just to set things right, I saw a kind of steady warmth I hadn't noticed shining bright. I swear the world got softer in the space where we belong. And suddenly the simplest songs became my favorite song. It wasn't fireworks, a sudden crash into the deep, just gentle promises that steady love can keep. I didn't tumble headlong, I just walked across the line, finding 3 degrees of certainty that you are truly mine. Oh, I just walked across the line. We drove for hours listening to tapes from '95. And suddenly I felt the best I'd ever felt alive. I watched you leaning sideways, singing lyrics just a bit off key, and realized that my future wasn't something built for me. It just looked a lot like the sweet reflection in your eyes, a soft and unexpected blue surprise. And when the sun was fading, turning gold across the street, I felt my cautious heart admit that you were incomplete, until you came and settled every worry in my soul, making the broken map of me suddenly whole. It wasn't fireworks, a sudden crash into the deep, just gentle promises that steady love can keep. I didn't tumble headlong, I just walked across the line, finding 3 degrees of certainty that you are truly mine. Oh, they say that fast affection always burns out in a flash, but this slow ember turning never happened in a crash. It took its time to settle, rooted deep beneath the soil, a quiet kind of beauty born of patience and of toil. No urgency to chase, no mountain left to climb, just standing still within the beauty of this rhythm and this time. It wasn't fireworks, a sudden crash into the deep, just gentle promises that steady love can keep. I didn't tumble headlong, I just walked across the line, finding 3 degrees of certainty that you are truly mine. Yes, I just walked across the line, 3 degrees of certainty, truly mine. A soft and steady certainty.
The rain had just stopped, steam on the window pane. faded away. That was the first note played. You stood by the counter light, tying back a loose strand of hair. Didn't notice me watching you, just weren't aware. I forgot how to check my phone, or maybe why I was there. Just the sunlight catching the outline of your chair, and then you walked right in like a slow motion film reel spinning. Just a quiet little shift in the physics of the day. My head went hazy, the background faded away. That was the first note played. No sudden thunder, no flashing sign, just a gentle pause, a perfectly straight line. Realizing I'd been waiting for something I couldn't define. The background faded away. Oh, that was the first note played on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. My head went hazy. That was the first note played. The coffee machine is loud today. The hurried murmur crowds the way. I watch the sunlight split the floor and think I've seen this scene before. My mind is drifting far from here, wrapped up in something unclear. Then through the din of glass and sound, my wandering thoughts are finally bound. That look from 20 feet of air, a silent promise that you care. The whole room fades to just a blur, and suddenly I know what for. It's more than just a passing stare. It's like you handed me the key to everything you meant to be, across the space between you and me. The world outside begins to slow in the specific way you know. You don't need gestures, big or quick, just one small smile to do the trick. You make me feel completely seen, washed in a hopeful, gentle sheen. No heavy language, no demands, just quiet grace within your hands. That look from 20 feet of air, a silent promise that you care. The whole room fades to just a blur, and suddenly I know what for. It's more than just a passing stare. It's like you handed me the key to everything you meant to be, across the space between you and me. The way you tilt your head so slight, it's a secret shared in perfect light. It cuts the distance like a wire and lifts my every spirit higher. We don't need to speak a single word. It's the clearest message I have heard. That look from 20 feet of air, a silent promise that you care. The whole room fades to just a blur, and suddenly I know what for. It's more than just a passing stare. It's like you handed me the key to everything you meant to be, across the space between you and me, just across the floor and chair. The silence in the 20 feet of air. 20 feet of air. Oh, the 20 feet of air.
City sounds are muffled gray, hushed by the rain that wouldn't cease. I watched the hurried world give way and stood within a nervous peace. The awning shelter felt too small, just two reluctant, watchful souls. I hoped the drops would start to fall and fill the lonely, empty holes. Then you observed the way I leaned and asked if I was catching cold. A common sentence purely screamed, but suddenly the air felt gold. The silence broke, the dam gave way. A curious smile began to bloom. I knew exactly from that day you had just walked right in the room. It wasn't the content, it was the key that cut the static in the street. Like finding music meant for me in just the rhythm of your feet. We went from strangers standing near to mapping constellations bright, and all the noise began to clear right in the center of that light. We talked to places we had known, the books we left upon the shelf, the seeds of future we had sown, and tiny things about myself. I noted how your hand would trace a pattern on the concrete ledge, the candid wonder in your face right at the conversation's edge. I waited while you took a breath and wondered if the spell would last, defying every fear of death, the future rushing from the past. You asked about my favorite song, and I could not recall a single phrase, because your voice was where I belong. In that sweet unhurried haze, it wasn't the content, it was the key that cut the static in the street. Like finding music meant for me in just the rhythm of your feet. We went from strangers standing near to mapping constellations bright, and all the noise began to clear right in the center of that light. Nobody told me that the start would be a secret, whispered low, just two reflections set apart, watching the final rain run slow. A perfect, beautiful mistake that changed the compass of the tide. For every single choice we make began the moment you replied, where the quiet began. Just the softest note you spoke, the tiny promise that awoke the first word, where the quiet began.
Lukewarm coffee, trying to ignore the drain of the last week's worries, just the low hum and the steam, living in the silent bubble of a half-forgotten dream, until the chime above the doorway made a gentle ringing sound, and suddenly the ordinary noise was nowhere to be found. That was the moment, a soft strumming, all the chatter of the city suddenly ignored, just the light in your hair and the simple coat you wore. The very first time I saw you, and nothing felt ordinary anymore. Didn't rush or hurry, just stood waiting by the glass, watching the umbrellas of the people walking past. You ordered something easy, maybe plain black tea, but the way you turned and smiled, you were looking right at me, and the acoustic melody that played upon the speaker rack felt like a soundtrack written just to keep this moment back. That was the moment
Just a glance across the room, so easy and so light. Suddenly the whole world finally felt exactly right.